How would you do it?
Kill the squirrel?
Yeah.
But grab it by the tail, maybe swing it a lot, really hard until it just like its brain just like gets hit,
Yeah.
Well, how would you do? How did you do it?
Oh, I snapped the neck.
It's K-Who Radio 87.9. You're in the studio. You're hearing the dulcet tones of your boy Glenn Sheen. That's me. And it's time for the K-Who Are You interview. And in the studio today, to my left, or if you're looking at us from behind, also to my left, I guess, if you're standing behind me directly. But that is Patty Fern McRoy from Patty's Pots and Plants. Welcome to the studio today, Patty.
Oh, thank you for having me, Glenn. It is my absolute pleasure to be here.
Oh, you're so lovely and charming already. No, it's my
you.
pleasure to have you here. And now Patty Fern McRoy, owner and proprietor of Patty's Pots and Plants Garden Center.
That's right, Glenn.
And I hear you're having a grand opening soon.
We sure are this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, we'll have lots of activities, things to do for your normal garden center patron, but also the entire family. So it is a family event. Yeah.
Oh, it's a family event. So what if you were like a cool, cool hip radio announcer who's been recently divorced, has no kids, but wants to go to a fun family event? What would I do there?
Are you familiar with plants and potting, or would this be a new adventure for you, Glenn?
Ooh, thank you for asking. I am familiar with plants. I've seen them around since I was a baby. Okay. As far as potting goes, no. I mean, I had a couple friends try to get me into potting in high school, if you know what I mean.
No.
And I said no. What?
What?
Like Mary Jane.
Was that your girlfriend?
I wish. Yeah, I did not have a girlfriend in high school. So you can communicate with plants, help owners, or maybe not owner. Maybe that's not the right way to put it. Would you consider yourself a owner of plants, or a haver of plants, or a shared cohabitator?
Yeah, more the latter, Glenn. More the latter. A cohabitator with plants. A lot of people have plants in their homes and their apartments, but they just
That's crazy to me because I can't keep anything alive, like relationships, plants, pets.
Yeah. Did you lose a pet recently, Glenn?
No, just everyone I ever had, something happened,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably says more about, I'm just going out on a limb here.
Sure. Limb, like a tree.
A tree. Yeah. But that probably says like more about you than it does about anything else, right? If you're the common denominator.
Oh, so look, it's my fault.
Probably, yeah. But you know what is so great about being able to be a steward of living things is that you can always start again.
Right, because you can always branch out.
That's right.
Before everyone leaves you.
Glenn, that's really funny.
Thank you. Okay, but how did you get to where you are? How did you become Patty of Patty's Pots and Plants? Because it didn't just happen by accident.
No,
right?
it was a long road, Glenn. It was a long road. I would say the turning point for me to this profession, where I really did realize it was a calling, was when I was a camper at a summer camp.
Wow.
And we did a canoeing trip in the Boundary Waters, Glenn. And unfortunately, I was left behind. They miscounted the campers, gosh. And I was left behind. I was 14, so I wasn't just a tiny child, but I was still young.
Well, I'm a full-grown adult, and I'm still terrified of being left behind. You know what I mean? Even though there's no one to leave me behind now.
So, but that's a long way of saying I spent about 10 days by myself in the Boundary Waters.
10 days?
Yes.
That's a week plus 3 days.
Yeah. 10 whole days.
That's wild. Did you end up going feral at some point? Did you end up attacking, animal creatures, or like?
Yeah.
What did you eat to survive?
A lot of it I have since I have blacked out. Sometimes I have this image of me ripping raw into a squirrel. Like I break the neck and I just bite and pull, and I can see the tendons. And I don't know, Glenn. I don't know if that's real or not. But it probably is a memory, but it could just be, something that I've imposed on that time.
That seems like a really specific thing to have just imagined at the time.
Yeah.
Because you would know the difference between ripping open a Nature Valley bar and ripping open a living squirrel.
Yes, less tendons, no tendons. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, or meat or blood or fur.
And probably wasn't squirming or anything. But anyway, I I remember I had this moment, where I was lying on a rock and letting the sun kind of come into me, and a leaf fell on my neck. And that leaf, as it fell onto my bosom, said, you will live. And I said, thank you back.
That's beautiful.
But obviously, I was eventually rescued by some fishermen. And apparently I was wearing some fur pelts. I don't know where they, I don't know.
Fur pelts?
I don't know where they came from.
You had enough to make a pelt? Like you had taken...
I guess so. As I said, it's really a blur. I might have cornered off sections of my mind about those 10 days, but they found me with some fur pelts, yes.
What an amazing story. A story of survival, a story of possible squirrel murder, which is just also survival.
Sure.
I'm not going to paint you into a corner here. But we do have to cut to an ad break real quick because there's other businesses out there in the local area and beyond the greater state of Minnesota. So, hey, K-Who fans, stay tuned here at 87.9. Don't turn off your radio. And if you just pulled up to somewhere in your car and you're listening to this, just please sit through the ads before you turn off your car and then go inside. It's not that big of a ask. I don't know why it's so hard to get you to listen to these ads, but I really need you to do it. Okay, we'll be right back in the studio in just a little bit with Patty Fern McRoy. I did not expect this. You're amazing.
Well, sorry, was that a little too much?
No, God, no.
I wanted to be honest about my background, but
your honesty is making me more honest.
okay. I didn't want people to just think I, opened up a plant store without having to have some trials and tribulations to get there.
I didn't know that was a part of the process. That you'd have to, in order to open your own plant store, you had to go through some type of like Gary Paulson hatchet situation in the woods by yourself.
I don't think you have to, but I certainly did.
It sounds like you did. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think I would have like day one killed a squirrel, like even with, I still have, I have granola bars in my pocket. And I'm like, well, I'm going to eat those later.
How would you do it?
What's that?
How would you do it?
Kill the squirrel?
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like you said, just, I guess snap it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a crab leg, I guess.
Sure.
But grab it by the tail, maybe swing it a lot, really hard until it just like its brain just like gets hit,
Yeah.
Well, how would you do? How did you do it?
Oh, I snapped the neck.
Oh, we're coming back. All right. Hey, now that was an ad for Fist Murderer 4 on PlayStation 5. Fist Murderer 4. Get your hands dirty. We're in the studio today with Patty Fern McRoy, owner and proprietor of Patty's Pots and Plants Garden Center, which is having their grand opening this weekend.
I brought a few here today. Do you want to
You
meet
brought
some
plants in?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, yes. Okay, I thought I saw something when you were coming in, but I didn't want to get too excited.
Only if you, it needs to be kind of a mutual. Do you want to experience some plants?
I super do. We used to have animal trainers on the show all the time, and we had so many issues with that. But plants, wonderful choice. I'm excited to see them.
Okay.
But bust them on out.
Sure.
Let's show us who you got here,
One
and I'll do my
moment here.
best to describe them to the audience, okay? Okay, listeners, right now I'm seeing, two beautiful plants. They're both green, they both have leaves, and they both are in pots. And I guess I just described all plants ever.
No, Glenn, it was such a good description because,
thank you.
first of all, not all plants are in pots. I really like
is.
this pot. This
Yeah,
is light.
listeners,
You can
if
get this
you-
pot at Patty's Pots and Plants.
I was just going to ask.
It's wooden.
It's wooden. It's a wooden
pot.
You're kidding me. Isn't that a little scary for the plant if the plant itself is, a tree is a plant in a way, and then you make the pot from the tree. So it's kind of like this plant is living in the skin of another plant, Is that scary for the plant?
Can I ask it? Why don't I do that now?
by all means.
I don't think it is, but
Okay, but you're going to commune with the plant right now on air?
yeah, I'm just going to take a moment and we'll just see if anything comes of it.
I would love to hear you commune, and I'd love to hear the plant.
It's inside my head.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be hard for the listeners.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind just kind of filling us in as what.
So
was it
first, consent's important. So, I would ask the plant, may I touch you? Okay, I'm getting yes. So then I'm just going to take a leaf.
Okay.
And I'm narrating for the audience here who can't see me. I'm putting a leaf between my pointer finger and my thumb.
That's right. I can confirm that.
And just
The plant
letting the
shook
plant
a little bit, like it was nodding yes when you asked for consent too. I will say that as well. It's very
Thank
important.
you. The aura is telling me that it's not a weird thing for it to be in a wooden pot.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
What if on air right now you found out it was?
Oh, I would be horrified,
You'd have to
Glenn.
run back to the
I
garden
would be
center. You have to
horrified.
throw away all the wooden
Yeah.
or try to build a new tree out of it.
Glenn, do you want to try to trim this plant? We like to trim back to make sure other things can grow. If it gets too overburdened, new things can't grow.
Would you say that's kind of similar to like our lives as well? Like if let's say you're just growing in a certain direction and maybe it's not the healthiest direction, and maybe like the direction you were going with the sun that you were like leaning towards is now coming from a different place, or maybe just left the sky entirely, you might need to trim yourself back in order to grow.
Absolutely, Glenn. And I'm just pulling this example out of my head, but like maybe you were in a relationship or even married and you realized that it wasn't serving you anymore and you weren't growing or developing as a person. So you have to take your shears, also known as a divorce attorney, and cut away your spouse. But in so doing, new life can grow from that and magical things can come of it. That's just one analogy that comes to mind.
Yeah, it's really non-specific. Okay, how do I cut this motherfucker? Where do I trim here?
So look for a weak leaf.
Is this a weak leaf or
Yes.
is this a new leaf?
No, that's a weak leaf. It's
a
yellow.
weak leaf.
It's yellow. You can see that.
I know, but is it yellow because it's going to get green?
No, I
Because
think.
maybe it just needs a lot more water. Maybe it needs to be constantly like
So
told
also
it's okay.
part of shearing and trimming plants is being decisive
Okay.
and knowing what you feel deep down.
I'm actually a pretty decisive person. Well, I wouldn't say all the time, but mostly decisive. I'd say half the time I'm decisive. The other half I'm mostly already instinctually decisive.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty decisive. Maybe I'm not.
Try to be in this moment, Glenn.
Okay. And this is helping, not hurting, right?
Yeah. Oh, did you ask for consent first?
Oh my God, I didn't. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, sometimes we just forget that in the moment. Things are just moving so fast.
Yeah, but
But it's important.
so
So important to just.
Do I hold the first and then ask?
No,
or do I
you don't
ask
necessarily
first?
need to hold. You can just put that out there in the world, and the plant will answer back. It really will. It might not be in English, but just be like, "Can I do this for you?" Yeah.
I'll ask it.
Okay.
Do I have consent to cut a piece of you off?
And what do you think it's telling you?
Some of the leaves are shaking, and I can't tell if that's out of fear or trepidation or excitement, but I think it's saying yes.
I think it's saying yes to you.
Okay.
Just go for it.
Okay, in that sense.
I think you
I'm
think
just gonna-
your listeners are excited for you to have this moment. Wow. Perfect. How does it feel, Glenn?
This little guy was holding this big guy back.
Right. You can see how the piece that you're holding is dry. It's shriveled.
I relate to that.
You know, being dry and shriveled. How much it's taking away from the health of the overall plant. And don't you feel good about, well, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Glenn, but
Well, you can put anything in my mouth.
don't you feel like you have connected on a certain level with another living thing by doing that in a powerful way, maybe?
You know, I do. You mind if I keep this?
Oh, I'm so happy if you do. That would make me, I'm thrilled.
Just gonna put it
Yeah.
there's a little reminder to me to let go of what doesn't serve you. But before we wrap up, we do have the K-Who questionnaire. These are questions that are sent in from the audience. Here we go. Patty, if you were to reincarnate as any animal, what animal would you be?
Oh, you know, I don't know why, but a squirrel is coming to my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, again, I really do think you ended up eating and killing a couple squirrels to stay alive. I think there's a reason why you're tied to it.
I'm not sure about that, but
Okay, that's fair. That's more than fair. I don't need to push you on that. That's more than fine. Be sure to join me this weekend at Patty's Pots and Plants Garden Center for the grand opening. And hey, if you're not camping for the grand opening, don't bother ever going there. Oh, I'm just kidding. No, please just go there, support local businesses, and support my new friend Patty. This is an absolute treat to have you here. Hey, stick around. Don't turn that dial, because up next we got a solid rock block of Savage Garden. And thanks for tuning in. You have a wonderful rest of your day. K-Who 87.9. Don't you go anywhere. Wow. That's great. This is amazing. Thank you.
thank you.
Will this grow into a plant if I plant it?
No, it's dead.
Yeah.